Good day, students. I am William Padilordes of Shama and I will be your facilitator for today. So, we will be discussing about the basic laws, the Republic Act number 7836. So, here are the objectives. First, identify the various section of the Republic Act number 7836. Second, follow what's implemented by the Republic Act number 7836. And then third is, indicate the main purpose of the law mandated by the Republic Act number 7836. So, the Republic Act 7836 is an act to strengthen the regulation and supervision of the practice of teaching in the Philippines and prescribing a licensure examination for teachers and other purposes. So, here are the important terms and their definition. In Article 1, Section 4, known as Definition of Terms, teaching refers to the profession concerned with classroom instruction at the elementary and secondary levels in accordance with the curriculum prescribed the Department of Education, whether on part-time or full-time in the private or public school. This was amended by DepEd Order number 43, Series 2004, RA number 9293. Teachers. Teacher refers to all persons engaged in teaching at the elementary and secondary levels, whether on full-time or part-time, which also include textbook teachers and all other persons with supervisory administrator function in all school and are qualified to practice teaching under this act. Board. Board refers to the board for professional teachers established and constituted under this act. And then commission. Commission refers to the Professional Regulation Commission or PRC. So let's move on to the Article 3, Examination and Registration. This act states the provision of a licensed teacher. In Section 13, Examination, Registration, License required that all participants who wanted to become professional teachers must undergo a written examination that is issued once a year. A valid certificate of registration and valid professional license from the Commission are given before any person can actually practice teaching. In Section 14, Scope of Examination. So the elementary level consists of two parts, the professional education and the general education. And then the secondary level consists of three parts, the professional education, general education, and the field of specialization. In Section 15, Qualification Requirement of Applicants. These are the following requirements. A citizen of the Philippines or a foreigner whose country has ties with the Philippines in the practice of teaching profession should at least 18 years of age, in good health and of good reputation with high moral values, and has not been into court for an offense involving moral indecency, and a graduate of a school or university recognized by the government and possesses the minimum education qualification. This was amended by DepEd Order number 43, Series 2004, RA number 9293. Here are the educational requirements for a teacher. A preschool teacher, it should have a bachelor degree in early childhood. An elementary grade teacher, it should have a bachelor degree in elementary education. In secondary grade teachers, it should have bachelor degree in education or its equivalent with a major and minor or bachelor degree in arts and sciences with at least 18 units in professional education. And then textbook teachers should have a bachelor degree in the field of specialization or its equivalent with at least 18 units in professional education. And then in Section 17, Issuance of Certificate of Registration and Professional License. There is a registration fee that every registered applicant must pay. Once the registered applicant has successfully fulfilled the requirements along with the payment of the registration fee, a certificate of registration will be given. As for the professional license, this is also given out if registered applicant pays the annual registration fee for 3 consecutive years. In Section 18, Oath Before Practice. There must be a professional oath-taking before anyone can practice as a professional teacher. And then in Section 19, Periodic Merit Examination for Teachers is to encourage professional growth and develop and to provide additional basis for merit promotion. Teacher may take an oral and written exam at least once in 5 years. In taking this exam, no fee is required. Section 20. Failure to pass the merit examination. If a teacher failed to pass the merit exam, he or she will still be allowed to take the exam for the second time. But if he or she failed the second exam, then they will be required to take the Department of Education, Culture, and Sports accredited refresher course or program before being allowed to retake the exam. And then failure to pass the merit exam will not cause a teacher's loss of position. Then Section 21, the incentives. So teachers who pass the merit exam will get the following benefit. They will be awarded a diploma of merit by the board, earn a promotion of salary or to a higher position or grade level, and be placed in the priority list for government scholarship and enjoy other benefits provided by the board. Also, these incentives are also applicable to teachers who will make inventions, develop new model of teaching, write books, and create works of others' artistic excellence. In Section 22, integration of the teaching profession. So, professional teacher will be integrated into a one national organization which will be recognized by the board and the commission. So, other professional teachers are encouraged to become members of the integrated national organization. So, the membership in the integrated organization will not bar to membership in other association of the teaching profession. So, professional teachers who are member of the integrated national organization will receive benefits and privileges only when membership fees and dues are paid. Next is Section 26, Registration and Exemption. This was amended by DepEd Order Number 43 Series 2004 RA Number 9293. So the applicants who wanted to become professional teachers that may be issued a certificate of registration and professional license even without an exam must have the following. So, a holder of a certificate entitled as a teacher issued by the Civil Service Commission and the DEX, or a registered professional teacher with the National Board for Teachers under the DEX in accordance to PD number 1006. So, professional teachers who have not been teaching for 5 years will be required to take 12 units of education courses, which must consist of at least 6 units of pedagogy and 6 units of context courses, or equivalent training to be chosen from a list of courses to be provided by the board and DepEd before they can be allowed to practice teaching in the country. And those who fail the exam will be recognized as para-teachers. They will be assigned by the board of a 2-year special permit which can be renewed for a non-extendable period of 2 years. They are assigned to areas where there is shortage or absence of professional teachers. So the board may issue special permits to a person who has excelled and gained international recognition and is a widely acknowledged expert in his or her respective field of specialization. So, let's move on to the next article, the Article 4, Provisions Relative to the Practice of the Teaching Profession. So, this act also stated the prohibition of a licensed teacher. So, in Section 27, Inhibition against the practice of the teaching profession. Except as otherwise allowed under this act, no person shall practice or offer to practice the teaching profession in the Philippines or be appointed as teacher to any position calling for a teaching position without having previously obtained a valid certificate of registration and a valid professional license from the Commission. Next is Section 28, Penal Provisions. So, persons are punishable by a fine of not less than 5,000 nor more than 20,000 or imprisonment of not less than 6 months nor more than 5 years or both. So, this person who practiced the teaching profession in the Philippines without being certified in accordance with the provision of this act, and then who would use a certificate of registration of another person, or who give out any kind of false evidence to the board in obtaining a certificate of registration, or who would assume, use, or advertise that he or she is a teacher without a valid certificate, and any person who violates any provision of this act. So take note everyone that the penalty is also applicable to any school or school official who will also be responsible for the violation what I mentioned earlier. So, in addition, in our lesson, this will be the implication to teachers, students, school, principals, and other administrators, and teaching profession in general. So, for those students, they are rest assured that they will experience a teacher who is holistically developed in all aspects, or they are protected under the law if ever the teacher prohibits any provision provided by RA number 7836. And for teachers, they become highly competent and a master of their profession. And so for the school must have teachers and administrator as well as principal that will support the students, and all must follow the rules and regulations. And then also the school should recruit teachers who are either taking up a LET review currently or it's already a passer of LET. And then the principals and other administrator, they must guide the teachers properly, for they are also liable if something happened to their students. So this will be the last part of this lesson, the teaching profession. So a professional teacher who is a pastor of LET is recognized as highly competitive, has the aspect of a holistically developed of a human being, the mastery of the subject, and respect among students and colleagues. So the learning never stops. So continue to learn more by taking the merit exam and attending seminars, workshop, conferences, and other educational programs prescribed by the board for professional teachers and the Professional Regulation Commission, or PRC. That's all guys. Thank you, and thank you for listening.